When Hybrid Soul launched, my producer, Reggie Hawkins, told me to write out my wish list. And my guest today was the top on my list.
What?
I've been a fan and I continue to be a fan as he gives us hit after hit after hit. Welcome to the show, Eric Bellinger.
Thank you so much.
How you doing today?
What an intro. I'm doing good, man. Doing what I love, loving what I do.
Very good. You know, you stay on my countdown because it's a countdown. So almost every week I'm having, what song can I put in? Because you keep on putting out hits after hit after hit.
Thank you, man.
How is life?
Life is great. Life and music is my expression, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm to a place now where I can literally just do what I want to do, release what I want to release. And it's no better feeling to have that freedom of expression.
That's beautiful. I loved preparing for our conversation today because I got a chance to go back. And when I tell you, like, you have catalog.
Yes.
I want to take it back
to
Born to Sing.
Yeah.
Before that, you're from Compton because the Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid, we are the destination for R&B discovery. Okay. And I want to just continue to discover you.
Yeah,
you know, so from Compton, Born to Sing. Before Born to Sing Volume 1 came out, what was Eric Bellinger doing with music?
Singing groups only. I was writing for the group. I was in multiple groups. One group was signed to Epic, one group was signed to Interscope. And I think that really gave me a crash course and taught me the game, especially when it comes to loyalty, you know, when it comes to brotherhood, when it comes to depending on the next person to also, you know, get the job done. And I think after those years, once I was by myself, I knew every job. I knew how to do I was the songwriter, I was the engineer, I was the performer, I was, you know, whatever it may be. So it definitely trained me, but before that, it was just football. All my life, since I was 6 years old, playing Pop Warner football, thinking I'm gonna go to the pros.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then songwriting. When we talk about songwriting, you have worked with a lot of people. Chris Brown, Justin Bieber, Tiana Taylor, Seven Streeter, and the list goes on. What came first, the singing or the songwriting?
I had the desire to songwrite first. As far as like when I got out of the group, I was like, yo, that was my reason. I was like, yo, I want to write songs. And they was like, wanted to keep them all in the group. But I was like, there's so much more world out there. It felt like Ariel under the sea. And I'm like, yo, I was seeing my peers and a lot of my friends like, yo, we just wrote Damage for Danny Kane. Yo, we just wrote this song. I'm like, what? Y'all outside? And I just, you know, them and their success made me believe in myself. Like, look, y'all, I put my foot down like, yo, I'm about to go and be a songwriter. Yeah. I didn't know 4 months later I would be signed to Sony ATV. You know, I didn't know that, you know, 6 months later I would be getting calls to work with the biggest artist, my favorite artist that I looked up to and studied the whole time. But once I got in those rooms, I was ready.
It's amazing when I look at just your body of work, even working with the females, the Brandys, the Sevens, and the Tianas. You are very vocal, and when you talk about your family, and I want to stick with songwriting. You're married, you're a father. How has that enlightened your songwriting with yourself, with your body of work, and others? Yeah,
for me, it's a lot easier to write because now I'm clear on what I want to say, what I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Like, these are my stories and the legacies that I'm going to be leaving behind. So, you know, it made me just sharpen the concepts and topics and just make sure it's something that my boys, my kings, will be proud of. But when I'm writing for somebody else, I get to tap into their life. I get to tap into what they're going through, and that allows me to be more colorful, and that's when I get to expand. And I love writing for females because, you know, this is an angle that a lot of people, the secret to writing for girls is just to write a song for a guy. Because at the end of the day, a girl is like, they want to be tough. We live in a world where it's like they want their energy to still come off very strong, you know, very feet planted, you know. And I think people approach writing for women the wrong way. But you know, when they get in with me, it's like, yo, I want to talk that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, I've known and learned to give them the raw vibes the same way just from talking to them. Like, yo, what you want to say? What do you want to give off?
I know your family, you have musical roots. One of your uncles wrote for Jackson 5, but I'm curious, who are your musical influences?
Musical influences, definitely. So it's my grandpa, my mom's dad. So definitely Grandpa Bobby Day, definitely Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, and Usher. Mm-hmm. You know, I gotta say R. Kelly too, because you know, not too many people have really succeeded in writing for others and themselves, like a Babyface. Like, there's artists that get songs off, like, oh yeah, you weren't gonna use that song and then that person used it. It's a difference when getting the call to go be a songwriter and they are expecting you to write them a hit that they've had this beat for 6 months and no one's been able to crack the code. So now we got you here and it's a fishbowl energy. You go in that booth and we're just gonna wait until you walk out with the hit. And to do that, it's a lot different than just having a song that somebody wants. You call me to do a job and I execute it.
You always do. One of your musical influences, you said Usher. Mm-hmm. We saw you on the NPR Tiny Desk with Usher.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Because it was fun for me. I literally just watched it again. It's one of those. Yeah. Millions of viewers. I know. How was that experience and how did it happen?
Yeah, well, you know, that's the #1 voted Tiny Desk. But
a little light flex.
But I don't know, it's really family. Like, Usher would call me like, yo, what's up, bro? Where you at? And man, Atlanta. I happen to be in Atlanta working on my album. I live in Los Angeles. I normally work. I've never said I want to work on my music in Atlanta. Yeah. For some reason, I felt like doing that, and it worked out because when he called, I just happened to be there. It's
God.
Like, you never know. Yeah, God knows. No coincidences. He said, what you doing? Man, I'm chilling out here. I'm just working. Can you pull up? Yeah, I can pull up. Boom. And he doesn't even mention Tiny Desk. He's just like, I want you to perform with me. I want you to do your own song. I want you to, you know, have your own moment at the Pharrell Something in the Water Festival. So that just happened to be in DC, same day as the NPR. So he never told us. He was just like, yo, we rehearsing for that. We rehearsing for the Pharrell thing. And then like the last, like Thursday night before Friday morning, I was like, oh, by the way, we're doing NPR in the morning in DC, and it was like, it's gonna be early in the morning. So, you know, as a singer, you like, and then I had to hit the note.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know it was 7 a.m., you feel me? They didn't know I was doing all that when the vocal cords was just waking up. But it was like, you just stay ready, you don't have to get ready, you know? Right. And, you know, I think I've done enough to where he's like, yo, I know I can count on you. What's up? Let's go. It didn't even need to be talked about. Yeah. It was just like, I'm doing this, I need you to do it. And as we was rehearsing and we practicing and I'm singing in the backgrounds, I'm like, bro, I know every song front to back, back to front. You want me to take harmony, middle note, high note, low bass, you feel me? Like,
I got you.
I studied these songs. That's why I am Eric Bellinger. That's why I'm the codist, because I know you are the original.
Your favorite songs.
That's right.
The Superstar Challenge. What inspired you to do that?
Listen, man, it's a lot of challenges going on right now. And I know Eric Bellinger was a big front runner on the challenge wave. So that's just something I was doing, open verse challenges. I'm like, y'all know I started this open verse challenge thing, right? To every label, to every artist, yeah. That's something that I did from using what I have to get what I want, using the resources that I have. When there's no budget, I gotta be a little bit more strategic, gotta be a little bit more creative, and let the smarts, you know, work smarter, not harder. So, man, when the moment came, it was just like, okay, I can do a challenge. The first one was the Climax Challenge because The Weeknd had called out Usher, and that's my bro. And I was like, are you saying that song is because of you?
Right.
Can you even hit the note, bro? Let me see it. I'm gonna hit it. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I challenged The Weeknd because he said that he inspired Usher's Climax when I was in the studio and we wasn't talking about him. So you know.
You had to do it.
I had to do it just to have fun, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the falsetto note is it's a daring territory. So, you know, and the Superstar Challenge was dope because that one was also that same falsetto. And, you know, I think it's dope because people appreciate singing. You know, so anytime there's something like that, you can floss and showcase your talent and people can join in so that, you know, they can be showcased as well. It's always dope, man. You got to do that. You got to give back and forth. You got to reciprocate.
I love that you smile because it seems like you're still having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you represent indie R&B, and you've always said, I can't settle.
Yeah.
When did you know that you wanted ownership and control? Was it a certain situation at the beginning?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was really, I was getting put on as the songwriter. And I feel like A&Rs and labels wasn't seeing Eric Bellinger, the superstar. We're just seeing you can be of service and you can supply our artists who we own with the songs.
Yeah.
And now we own the master, as opposed to, you know, them looking at me like, oh, wait, you're the source. We should sign you. It was like easier to just use me as the songwriter, not realizing that I'm benefiting very much, champ. But go ahead, use me, and I'm gonna use you. Whatever you want to call it. We scratching each other's back.
Right.
But I feel like once they recognized me as the songwriter, it was tough for people to get that out of their mind. So I said, cool, I'll just do it myself. And that's kind of how it started. And then once we saw some success, it was like, why give them this now? Why give them 50% or any type of percentage of the masters when now I know what it's worth? Now I know why companies are buying people's masters. Yeah, they want your masters because they worth real bread. Because that ownership, now there's companies that'll pay you so much for the masters that it's like it's worth it for you to be able to get a piece of that sale, of that purchase. If you can't, it's like somebody's getting it.
Yeah. Was it ever a time you have a lot of compilations as far as with, I said, Born to Sing, Cuffing Season,
Yeah.
Eric B. for President, that you said, maybe I should just cash it all in and let the label do it. Because it's hard.
Yeah,
Put
it is
out
hard.
On your own. Was it ever a
It
time?
really is. It really is. And nah, it wasn't. It wasn't. I've never thought to go take a meeting with a label just because.
Nah.
I just haven't. I mean, I just wasn't never there because I felt like I always had more to say and more to do and more resources and relationships to reach out to on my own. You know what I mean? I feel like now I'm at a different place. Like with the success that I've had with my last album, we got Grammy nominated. And now with this album, we like reaching top 20. And I think I'm getting to these places where it's like, all right, I might have reached the limit where I can take myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it just is what it is. Like, I'm trying to compete with Drake, Chris Brown. I'm trying to, homie, it's the same songs. Y'all got a different machine behind you, though. So I want to see what it'll look like if we even out the playing field. But the situation just has to be right. You know, I've been spoiled to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And, you know, as long as somebody could believe in the vision the same as me, you know, I'm open to any and everything.
Who are some of your mentors?
Troy Marshall. JR, McKee, Brian, Sampson,
Strong.
Yeah.
Legends.
These guys,
Legends.
They taught me the game. I'm talking about 2013, I had some success with I Don't Want Her. And that was my first radio record. That was a decade ago. So from then, I have 10,000 hours worth of training in etiquette, in media training, in radio, and things to do, how to cultivate, captivate rooms, how to talk, how to engage, how to, stay in contact with people. It's stuff that's so simple that the artists aren't getting developed with nowadays, and it's missing so much.
Yeah.
It's a simple concept, but they just don't know. They were never told.
From all the things that you've learned now, what would you tell young Eric Bellinger from 2012?
Yeah.
What would you tell him?
I don't got no advice for him because he got to learn the hard way like I did. But I will say, anytime there's a should I do it or should I not do it, always do it. Never be like, I could take this one break. That one break would be crucial. So I would, make sure that that's instilled. But you gotta learn that, because if you doing it what somebody else told you, it's different when the discovery point starts with you. So I can hear you all day, like, oh yeah, okay, cool. But if I find it out on my own, I hold on to it a little closer.
Yeah. Let's talk about this new music. You got another hit song, Curious.
Yeah.
From 1-800-HIT-EAZY, line 2.
Yeah.
Let's go back to line 1.
Okay.
You and Hitmaka. How did this happen?
Yeah.
Because it's something big.
It's big.
It's two powerhouses coming together.
I think it's just me and my desire to live in the studio separately and independently from his desire to live, eat, and breathe the studio too. I hadn't seen that. Everybody around me was like, yo, bro, we need to go relax, go do something. I don't want to do nothing. I want to go to the studio.
Right.
It's the only thing that makes dollars and cents. So now you got him who, when we first linked, it was like, yo, let's link, let's lock in. And now you got this chemistry that's like, who's willing to stay here the longest? You know what I'm saying? Like Will Smith, I'm not getting off that treadmill before you. It's that, like, load up another beat, cool. Load up another beat, cool.
You all have worked on different projects, like Chris Brown and some other
Together,
stuff.
too.
Together, but it never was a conversation. Let's put this project out together.
Nah, so that came in the pandemic. I feel like once everybody was like, it's lockdown, stay in your homes, you can't go nowhere. That's when it started. Because me and him was still like, you want to go to the studio still? I was like, yeah, I do. And we stacked so many songs, it was like, let's drop an album. Let's drop a project. We got so many songs. Instead of trying to pitch these songs, the Trey songs and Jacquees and whoever it may be, it's like, yo, let's just drop the songs. See what happens. And we put the project out in the pandemic, and it still got love, even though we weren't able to get the foot traction on it like we would have wanted to. So that's why now we're doing line 2, because it was still so well received and the chemistry is so obvious, and we just have that many records and honestly love working together. Like, it's Timbaland and Magoo, and Timbaland and Genuine. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's bigger than that to me.
I like that too. I'm rolling with that too.
I love it. With Curious, this hit song, how did Fabulous and Corday get added to the song?
So I had just got in with Corday the week before, working with him just on his album. And we was like, yo, we got to do one for your stuff. And I was like, cool, when the time is right, when I got one, I'm going to let you know. I didn't want to just play anything. So the next week I was like, okay, I got one. When you got somebody in mind, it's different. So I was like, yo, I think I got something that's crazy. Sent it to him. He was like, bro, this is fire. He was like, I can't say nothing about it, but I love it and I want to do it. Like, all signs are pointing to that. So when I told Hitmaka, I was like, yo, I sent it to Corday, he gonna do it. He was like, oh, I sent it to Fab too. I was like, what? So now you got 4 generations and decades from the 90s with Fab, 90s with D'Angelo, Sample, 2000s with Fab, 2010s Eric Bellinger, 2020s with Corday, and you got Hitmaka, who's been sampling and flipping songs from every decade, killing it. And we all come together, and we got people that just believe in each other and believe in the record. And it's easy. Fabulous is saying, let me know what we need. Let me know if we need a drop. Let me know if you need me to come for the video. It's like, man, this camaraderie and this brotherhood is like, it's transparent. The people can see it. The people can see the genuineness and the love with us all and the support. And I think it makes it a lot easier to follow, when the internal team looks like it's intact. Yeah.
I want to talk more about you and Hitmaka, this powerhouse duo. Both of you guys are so laid back. Now, I feel like y'all really give homage to the 90s and the 2000s R&B. How is it in the studio with you and him as far as when you all were making, who decided to create Curious and Hype Beast? all these different songs.
Me and Hitmaka make them from scratch together. Like we go through beats. He has the craziest database of producers that he works with. So when it's like, yo, I got a new pack, or I got this beat I've been saving for you, or man, we get in the studio, we go through whatever we feel like, oh, I like that. We might go through 3 beats, sometimes we go through 30 beats. But if it's like, oh, that's something, let's load that up. From the moment that beat is chosen and selected to me going in the booth, 30 minutes later, it's a song. No, like we not taking longer than 30 because we don't like to think. We don't like to challenge so many lines. It's like we respect that we're at the level of if I say something, it's hard. If he say something, it's hard. And we're just iron sharpening iron, as opposed to maybe when you're in a session with somebody co-writing and it's like a lot of back and forth. Like we don't really do that. It's just like we trust each other.
What have you learned from this collaboration working with him?
That great minds think alike, and when you have more people that are strong in the studio, you really do get a better product. You know what I mean? I could do everything by myself. I can make the beat, I can engineer, I can record it, I can mix it, I can do the artwork, I can edit it, I can upload it myself. I can literally do everything.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna miss some things if I try to do that. Oh, I didn't realize it says born to sings. I was so worried about the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think having great people around me has strengthened me, like to where I can say, hey y'all, is there any typos there? Or hey y'all, like, what y'all think of this mix? Or hey y'all, like, who should we get on the feature? Or what you think of this line? Like, but it just has to, as long as everybody's strong, you gotta be able to have a team that's strong, and it's gonna enhance everything. Together, everyone achieves more.
I'm looking forward to line 3 because I can't decide. Like, it's hard. I have to do line 1 and line 2. Yeah. So line 3 is gonna be all from scratch. It's not songs from leftover.
We had some songs that we didn't pick that I felt like I want to put on there. That was just like too big. Maybe the songs were too big even for 1 and 2 because of big features and budget and. Came late and we already got these songs for the album. So some songs, yes, I want to use them again. I mean, use them for this project, but some, I'm doing new songs and I'm like, I got these 4 songs on repeat. I just did 4 last week in Miami with HIT, and I'm like, we'll see. Only the strong survive. May the best man win.
I can't wait. I want to segue to the project New Light because you tried some different stuff with New Light. How, what made you do that? Because your catalog is thick.
Yeah.
So what was New Light for you?
Yeah, New Light was the self-discovery album. It was like when I came out of the most self-healing, the most, when I was the meditation energy, the yoga energy, like a lot of those songs were just me not writing about love, me finding myself. You know what I'm saying? So, songs like Counting My Blessings, songs like Tired of Waiting, Blue Dreams, Shine on the World, like all these are self-reflective songs. And this was the album the only album in my career that we actually said, let's go for a Grammy. So we were thinking big. One of his features is like, I have Brandy, I got Tidra Moses, I got all these artists on here they're legendary acts, and we simplified the artwork. It was just me, it was just a silhouette in my face, and the visuals were very Afrocentric. It was very natural man, it was like, just to try to give it a different energy. I think the industry was going into a place where, that's what it seemed like. It was very moody, a lot of the music. So, I like to just reinvent myself on some Michael Jackson when every album it was a different mic. Today he got curly hair, today he got an afro, today he got a red leather jacket, today he got, so I like to be able to do that. I feel like it's the independence that allows me to just experiment.
Music just don't stop in you.
I got so many songs. I'm taking it so slow. I got 10 albums more than that done. More. I'm just saying 10 because it's easier and it sounds more believable, but I only make music,
When you look at legendary artists
Yeah.
who have been put in music. Who do you see yourself? You are one of
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
but who do you see like
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it's all said and done, I want to be in that category?
Yeah. Man, I think it's a mixture, you know, like I love Usher, of course, like, and just what he represents and his polish, you know, how he's really, really, really polished. That's my energy. But I think you have to mix in like a Lil Wayne when it comes to how many mixtapes he's dropped.
Yeah.
Or a Future when it comes to how many mixtapes he's dropped, because it's more of a street. It's more of a mixtape, underground king energy that I've came with, and I think it's because I've only and always made it about the music. I've only made it about that. I ain't jumped on the gimmicks. I ain't jumped on nothing other than morals, values, love, marriage, and music. Like, who's really that wholesome of a guy besides me? Like, I just embodied the Huxtables of R&B. Like, that's what
When you talk about marriage, was it ever a challenge because your wife is in your videos?
Yeah.
It's like it's known artists that always tuck them away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How was that decision for you when you were making music and putting it out
Yeah.
to just include your family?
You know, super important. I didn't never want to compromise my character. I never wanted to not be able to live. You know, I always wear my heart on my sleeve, whether if I'm in love, if I'm mad, like I'm gonna write that song.
Yeah.
And when it came to Lamaya and me, it was like my first album was Cuffing Season with me and her on the cover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's easier when you live your truth. A lot of times people writing these fantasy songs and it's hard for them to keep up with them because it's a lie. You writing songs that sound good and I'm writing songs that feel good. You know, you writing songs that's gonna make you money and I'm writing songs that's gonna be worth money. I'm not thinking about right now at all. It's like, it's more of a vessel. It's more of sing through me, God, so that I can, you know, so that you can say, well done, my good and faithful servant. If that happens, and I grew up on that. I grew up in the word, I grew up in church. So train up a child when he's young and when he's older, he won't depart.
That's facts. We talk about your music. I got a chance to see you on tour. Sold out.
Yes.
Sold out, and you left it all on the floor. How has this tour been for you, the Obsession tour?
Yeah. Obsession tour was dope because I think it was my first time in a while where it was like, this is Eric's tour. Eric is headlining. We're coming to see Eric. This is it. So it put everything on me like, oh, wow, this is all a dream that I have, that everybody around me loves me enough to believe and to help me see that vision. You know what I mean? And some people I'm blessed enough to have made my vision their vision too. Like, yo, seeing you win is a part of my purpose, you know? So knowing that I have those type of people around me, it allows me to freely live in my calling, live in my purpose, instead of trying to be the one that made the call to sway, to whoever, to say, hey, yo, I'm coming in town. Now I can actually be an artist. But for so long, the team was like 1, 2 people, 3 people maybe. Now we just have such a big team that's like, I can be creative and I can give the art that God intended, as opposed to having a scatterbrain on stage. Like, I'm worried about picking up the back end from the after party. Like, you know, but when you're independent, you do all those things. And I think people don't understand that until they actually put the gloves on and realize, like, oh, it's on me, especially artists that come from a major and then they're independent.
It sounds cute until you get in it.
They have it the worst.
Right.
If you're independent always, it's kind of like you used to it. Like, I'm from LA. People move to LA like, man, how you live in LA? I'm used to it. I don't know. That's all I know. So it's like, man, being independent and like learning the ropes, it's a blessing. It was a gift. But switching over, you don't realize how much people have been doing on your behalf.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It's different.
It's a lot.
I love that you exposed people on tour to Go-Go Moreau.
Yeah.
You had a Trevor Jackson on
Yep.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because if you didn't know, you know that you're helped paving the way for other artists who are coming up.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. If I could use my platform, it's another thing. Like, it's another part of me being a vessel. Because I don't need nothing earthly. The things that I get, they're just like, it's dope to have, like, some things that I want. Like, man, I would really want that. But I don't need it. Like, I don't need anything. Like, I'm really, like, centered and at peace with the happiness. Yeah. Happiness equals success, not money. Yeah. Happiness.
You've done, we know your music. You've done a Christmas album. Mm-hmm. What's more to add to your repertoire as a songwriter, as an artist?
Breaking artist. Mm-hmm. I got a label, All Wins Entertainment, and I got 8-9 artists that we're actively working on projects, EPs, artist development, and releasing them whenever they're ready. Mm-hmm. It ain't on me, it's on you. Whenever you're ready, we drop it. We don't need to wait, because we're gonna make another one. And just giving people the same blueprint that worked for me, and supplying them with the same relationships and supplying them with the same resources and giving them studio time at my spot. And I have a house with 3 studios, dance studio. I have engineers, producers, staff, graphic designers, videographers, all of the things that have made me. And I just want to outsource that to other talent because that's what got me here. Like when Erica Nuri was like, come with me to my session. Come and meet here, I got you. Make sure you get their information, and taught me to build my own relationships and took me to rooms. And you know, they say, it's all about who you know. It's all about connections. It truly is. If you never get connected, you never get plugged in.
Yeah. Who haven't you worked with that you want to work with on a project? Damn.
I know, man. I work. See, the thing is, I worked with everybody when it comes to like whoever was the big bucket list. You know what I'm saying? Like on the writing though, like Rihanna, Beyonce, Usher. But now it's like, all right, cool. I want to full circle around, try to get these features and try to work with them, and you know, try to get them maybe on some of my records. But other than that, it had to go into the rap category, like Kendrick, Jay-Z, J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? Like to do some hooks and stuff like that with them because R&B, I tapped everything I wanted to do for sure. And I just want to keep doing it, you know what I mean? Maybe new artists like, I mean, she's not new now, but like a SZA. It would be dope to work with SZA. I love her melodies and concepts and fearlessness when it comes to music.
That's beautiful. I would love, I'm waiting on your tiny desk.
Yeah. Because
I want to see how you're going to package everything in there.
You already know that's going to be like, If I got that, when that Tiny Desk thing happened and I was singing backgrounds, that gave me an entire new win. It was like, oh, this is the cosign that I never knew that would be such a blessing. And to have my own, it's like, man, y'all going to give me the opportunity again to, because there's so many things that people don't know.
Yeah.
It's like things that I don't go telling everybody. It's like, but if you're gonna give me the chance and the moment to, hey, yeah, cool. Let's merge Eric Bellinger NPR with verses. I need to do something crazy. I need to go Eric Bellinger, the songwriter, against Eric Bellinger, the artist, and sing both back and forth. You know, like I need to do something crazy.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's not a lot of artists that are in every room. And I know that. And at first I was just like, oh yeah, I got a session today. But then once I realized like, oh, I'm actually the one that gets the call back every time. You keep calling me back because I'm consistently giving you what you need. It's like, now it's like, I don't know that many people that do what I do. Yeah, you might drop music, but do you have a part in everybody's music? No one has a part in everybody's music. Not like Eric Bellinger. And I had to realize that and wear that crown still humbly because I still want that call back.
Absolutely. Eric Bellinger, music supervisor, TV, movies. What's up?
Yes, TV, film, the actor.
Yeah.
TV show writer, like, man, I got a documentary on myself done. I got a TV show that's a songwriting competition pilot already shot. I got cameos from shows on like BET that's gonna be coming this year that I've played myself in. I got movies that I'm shooting that I'm acting, playing a character in. Like, oh, it's all like, it's all there. It's like if people knew what was on my calendar, they probably would already caught up sooner. But since it's in the timeline of the chronological events, you just gotta wait. But I can rest in knowing what's on the schedule.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm good.
What keeps you motivated every day?
Kids, family, only. I'm good. I don't need nothing.
Yeah.
And that's a different place. Like, I really like feel that. It's like, man, I really just want to be of service. Like, I really want, and that's how I started. And they say, like, when you get what you gonna get and when you get where you are, it's only gonna be a magnified version of yourself. And that's who I already was. I was already writing for other people. I was already engineering for other people. I was already, you know, using anything that I could of mine for other people. So now that I have more, it's only made me want to do it more, you know? And I just love that about myself. I'm proud of that, knowing that, man, I just want to make sure everybody around me is good. You know, God kept me sane to the place where I got here while still, you know, having the same outlook on life, if not even more pure than before.
I love that you knew that you were worthy before you even started.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. And I want to thank you for continuing to bring out this music.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to another line.
Yes, line 3.
I think I have a request before we get off. I need to go 3.0.
Ooh, another ring.
Yeah, I need to
like
go
that.
3.0.
I like that. We can do that. We can do that.
With Wale.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I
love Wale, man. That's one of my closest friends in the music business, man. And it's rare to actually find somebody that you can be cool with. You can let your guard down. You know, it's such a judgmental industry. So to have, you know, people like him, I'm sure we can make that happen at 3.0.
Well, thank you, Eric
Of
Bellinger.
course.
Thank you, Eric Bellinger, for stopping by the Hybrid Soul.
Thank you.
If you haven't discovered Eric Bellinger, please get all his catalog.
Yes.
It's worthwhile. It's going to keep you entertained.
Yes, I promise.
It's the Hybrid Soul with Kelly Kinkaid, and my guest today is Eric Bellinger.